Hello, welcome back to Creeper today. This is the first video that I'm going to be making to see how Autoland works if you're at cruising altitude. So I tried flying to, as you can see later in the video, 45,000 feet, which didn't turn out how you would expect. And yeah, so right now I'm just going to be taxiing over to the runway, and then we're going to be taking off. At the beginning of the video, when you saw the logo of this game, that is in my merchandise store. Link will be on my website. So here, there was two runways that were close to me. I was trying to decide which one I would taxi to. And then I decided to taxi to the longer one because that would be easier to take off from. I keep on pausing it so I could recalibrate my flight because it was never level. And you can see another Southwest plane flying by. I think that Southwest plane just took off the runway that I'm taking off from. So yeah. Takeoff checklist. Preparing for takeoff. Brake is off. Throttle 100. Rotate. Constant brake, gear up. Altitude set, 45,000 feet. Takeoff checklist complete. Please enjoy the soundtrack. when I get to 45,000 feet, it starts to stall my plane, and I am unable to reach 45,000 feet successfully. So I decided to go down to about, I tried 40,000 feet. As you can see, I'm going down to 40,000 feet now. And then after that didn't work, I tried 38 and then realized it works at 20. So, yeah. As you can see, I also tried adjusting the speed because the stalls are sometimes caused by the plane going too slow. And I tried the approach, and it says that my plane was over the max landing weight. So what I did then was I started to burn off some of the extra fuel by dumping that fuel. So you'll see me do that within the next 20 seconds. At this time, because this plane cannot land over the max landing weight, of course, I just activated the ability to dump fuel. You can see that that button is actually lit up. Well, you can't see it now, but yeah, just wanted to update you guys with that. After my airplane stalling again at 38,000 feet, I decided to lower down to about 20,000 feet. And I also started to lower down my speed to activate the approach, because this video is to see if this plane will land successfully. Yeah, successfully. If you start an approach at 45,000 feet. And my conclusion from starting an approach at 45,000 feet does not work in this plane. This is a 787. A Boeing 787, yes. So as you can see now, I'm lowering my speed and altitude. My altitude down to 20,000 feet. And my speed down to 160, so I can activate the approach mechanism. At this time, the Autoland is still on. The Autoland will be on until we land. As you can see a moment ago, the autopilot was off, but now it's back on. Nothing to worry about there. So this is when I realized it was not working at 25,000 feet, so I decreased altitude down to 20,000 feet, and luckily it worked at 20,000 feet. So as you can see, we are now arriving at 22,000 feet. So yeah, and we're almost at 21,000 feet. 21,000 feet. As you can see, now we're at 20,300 feet, and my speed is, we're going a little bit too fast at 340 knots, but we're going to be slowing down over time, descending towards the airport. And once again, I don't know what airport we're landing at because we're putting the autopilot, the Autoland on at 20,000 feet. It's going to land hopefully at an airport. You guys don't know yet, but I already know what happened. So yeah, we're at 19,000 feet, 19,000 feet increasing, and 160 knots decreasing. I just wanted to correct myself. I actually said 260 knots. We are now at 240 knots, and we are now at 20,000 feet. I should be activating the approach pretty soon. So yeah. Yep, so I just activated the approach, and the approach is gonna fly the plane into and landing at a runway, and I will be back with the landing checklist. At this Sorry about that. At this point forward, I was just slowly decreasing speed so we were able to land successfully. Right now we are going 160 knots. When we were landing, we were going 155. So the only thing that I'm going to be messing with now is the speed, just so we land successfully at the airport. You guys don't know that we're going to be landing at an airport. The approach the reason why we turn in the approach, it will fly us towards the nearest airport and hopefully land. I'll be talking more about how the real life approach works. It does not work how it works in this game. It works much differently, and I'll be talking to you about that then. At this point, I'm just checking the closest airports to see which one the plane might be landing at, because, like I said earlier, I don't know where the plane's going to be landing. But this, once again, this is only Flight Simulator, as you could clearly tell. And as I'm turning, you can see that my plane is still on autopilot. You'll be able to see that in about 5 seconds. Right here, you can see the plane is still on autopilot, and we're flying at 185 knots, which is just about landing speed. We can fly a little bit slower. Like I said already, we would be flying 155 into the runway today. At this point, as you can see, I put the landing lights on. I think I put the landing lights on way too soon, but that is up to you guys. Do you think I put the landing lights on way too soon, depending on how much more of the video is left? So check out my merchandise store. I have new products on there very often, and my new merchandise store, it's actually Redbubble. There's some Minecraft and Flight Simulator and Skate 3 products on there, so I hope you enjoy my new merchandise store. ba ba. Da 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 da. Da. Ba da 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 da. All right. So I don't really know why my plane is like turning back and forth. It's trying to find the closest airport, but that once it realized its altitude is too high up. Like right now we're 9,000 feet, which does mean we're coming closer and closer to the airport. But yeah, every time we turn is because it finds an airport that's really, really close. So we're turning now closer to an airport. Sometimes it turns back and forth. I don't really understand why it does that. I mean, sometimes just pick an airport and land at it. I'll talk to you more about the landing a plane at the end of the video and how it's possible through Autoland. Alright, so yeah, at this point I'm enabling some flaps. We're at flaps 20 now. Flaps 20. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying this flight, and I will be playing some more music. be talking about the Autoland in real life. The Autoland on planes is the pilot flies the plane onto glide slope, and the Autoland follows glide slope into the runway. One side of the runway, one side of the dotted line gives out one frequency, and then on the other side of the dotted line it gives out another frequency. So the plane follows the middle of the two frequencies and then lands right there on the center line of the runway. And if something does happen to the Autoland, that is one of the trillion reasons why there are pilots. If you didn't have pilots, there would be no airplanes. If there was no airplanes...
1,000.
Yeah. So, if there is something wrong, your pilot will see it, and your pilot will fix the problem. Even though there's an Autoland on all planes, pilots are required to know how to land a plane. That is obvious, but yeah, pilots need to know how to land the plane, even without autopilot, because not all planes have Autoland. All passenger planes have Autoland. Like the Cessnas pilots first start training in, I'm about 99% sure those planes do not have Autoland. And these pictures that you see me taking right now in the corner of your screen have a 99% chance of showing up on my new merchandise store, so I hope you check that out. Link will be on my website and back to talk about the Autoland. It works, and if it doesn't work, the pilots will take control of the plane and land the plane
20,
just as well as the autopilot. The Autoland will. So yeah, that was the landing. You can see it was pretty good. So yeah, I'll definitely be making another flying video later. Bye! So the overall results of this video. A plane cannot auto-land from between 25,000 feet all the way up to 45,000+ feet. So yeah, that is the conclusion. If you are at 20,000 feet or below, you can auto-land a plane in Flight Simulator. If you're flying a plane in real life, obviously you don't want to be all the way up at 20,000 feet. So yeah, the plane looks for two different frequencies that you will be flying down to. So yeah, once again, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I talked earlier about the two frequencies on the runway if you didn't hear that part, but I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will be back with more. Bye! At this point, I'm probably getting comments saying, what plane did you actually fly? If you watched this far into the video, I flew a Boeing 787-9 that is a Dreamliner. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and now we're back for more. Bye!